Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, Connoisseurs. It's Rod with Pow Group, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Today is Saturday. Happy Saturday, September 6th. Hope you're having a great weekend. And in this video, we're going to do another rapid fire news update, this time for the period August 30th to September 5th. And again, it's not a deep dive detail, it's just a high level overview in case you missed it. Before we get to it, and there's a lot of news this week, heavy on the news, so we'll jump right to it. Smash the like, subscribe, tick the bell, you'll be notified on any future videos, and I do these videos each and every weekend. You can follow us over on X as well, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Jumping right into the news, over 30 organizations, including SEIU, endorsed descheduling MJ nationwide. And this is in the midst of a legislative effort to deschedule MJ. And we know that we have multiple polls showing more support. National support for MJ legalization rises to 65% among registered voters in a new poll, up 5% from 2024. And 2 in 3 American voters support legalizing MJ nationwide, new poll shows, as Trump weighs rescheduling. We've got some updates with regards to that. We got a nothing burger yesterday, but again, we'll provide some more updates on that. House Democrats introduced long-shot federal MJ legalization bill, and that's the reintroduction of the MORE Act. We also have the CAOA, we have the States Act, and then also rescheduling in the spotlight. So there's a lot that remains to be seen here. I'm not holding my breath, but the fact that we just continue to see these bills introduced is a great thing. And unfortunately, it has become political. It's not scientific. It's not because the citizens want it. It's usually how it always is, right? Look at crypto. The U.S. hated crypto for the longest time, and the rest of the world was moving ahead. And then all of a sudden, the U.S. started to embrace it. And then in a few short months, basically, 6 months, they leapfrogged everybody, and now they're considered like the second superpower in terms of crypto and blockchain sector. So again, the same thing happens with MJ. It's the incumbents. Unfortunately, it's run by big corporations and lobbyists, and the incumbents, the people being disrupted, big pharma, alcohol, tobacco, they want to slow this down so that they can get their filthy paws all over it. But in my opinion, it's also to weed out all of the small operators, make it look like smoke and mirrors, right? Everybody has equal opportunity, but they're just going to delay it for as long as possible. These high taxation, 280Es just going to eradicate everybody, and then the people with big deep pockets are going to be it's how they do every single industry, right? They do us dirty, and it is what it is. If you can't take the heat, you have to get out of the kitchen. Unfortunately, it's a rigged game, right? It's not common sense. It's not the people. It's not what the citizens want. It's not scientific. It's not, the people that rely on this for medications. No. It's become political, unfortunately, just like mostly everything. It's frustrating. It's been almost 7 years legal here in Canada, and the U.S. can't even figure out, how to get their shoes on properly. It's frustrating. And again, I'm not for one party or another. I can't stand all politics, blue, red, white, whatever it is, left, right, center. I can't stand all of them. And as far as I'm concerned, it shouldn't have been on the CSA in the first place. It has no business being there now. And in my opinion, all U.S. politicians should be fired with prejudice, never allowed back, and start over. Just nuke them all and start all over again, because it's just asinine. Legislation to end MJ prohibition nationwide garners additional sponsors, now bringing the total to 47, and that pertains to the MORE Act as well. Also, Trump faces pivotal choice: reschedule MJ and undercut the Democrats, or risk letting them reclaim the issue. So again, this is just more proof that this is political, right? It has nothing to do with the citizens, what the citizens want, common sense, science, medication, any of that. It just has to do with the fact that it's become political, and this is just the way the world works, especially the system in the U.S., unfortunately. Also, Curaleaf launches UK's first CE certified liquid medical MJ inhaler. Very bullish on Curaleaf long term. They're my second biggest holding as well. Also, Todd Harrison shared this out, a clip of Joe Rogan, and they're talking about rescheduling, how it's ridiculous that it's even on there, and garnering some more mainstream attention. Never a bad thing. Also, High Tide closes acquisition of majority stake in Remexian Pharma. So we were anticipating this, but they made it official. So close that acquisition and majority stake. Also, the Cannabis company expands partnership with Coast MJ Co., and they're launching edibles in the New Jersey market. And terrible news: Glasshouse Brands board member has passed away. The California MJ company announced the death of George Raveling. So heart goes out. Condolences to the family. Anybody who was affected by this. Terrible news. Green Thumb workers also strike at Pennsylvania Rise Dispensary. The MJ retail workers in York went on strike after their union representatives filed allegations with the National Labor Relations Board. So we'll continue to follow that. Also, leading independent proxy advisory firm ISS recommends Canopy Growth shareholders vote in favor of, so vote for all the resolutions, and that's going to be for the meeting on September 26th. And one of those is to get another share consolidation and reverse split. I don't know why they're doing this. It seems pretty stupid, for lack of a better word, to me. I have no idea. Basically, just if you're an MJ company and you want to know how to run a business and do it properly, just look at Canopy Growth and do the opposite, and you'll probably be passing with flying colors. Charlotte's Web announces plans to establish a scientific advisory board. So some news. We haven't really seen much with regards to Charlotte's Web lately, but yeah, we'll see what happens here with regards to, I don't know what is super compelling about the company anymore, to be completely honest with you. But we'll see what happens here. They announced development of a scientific advisory board to accelerate its medical strategy and reinforce its legacy of science-backed innovation. So they've been out of the spotlight, but I remember back in, I think it was like probably in 2019, the stock was on an absolute tear, but just like everything, most names are down 80-90%. Also, California Senate approves bill to reverse MJ tax hike. The California Senate has approved legislation that would reverse the MJ tax increase that took effect on July 1st. So again, high taxation at the state level, 280E at the federal level, just making it hard for these operators. And in my opinion, I can't think of anything else as to why they would prolong descheduling, rescheduling. It just makes sense that they're protecting the incumbents, slowing the industry down so that they can get caught up, big pharma, alcohol, tobacco, but also weed out all of the small operators and then come in and swoop in and buy them for pennies on the dollar. Same thing in Canada. Why are they allowing the illicit market to thrive and high excise tax? That's the only thing that makes sense to me, is to weed out all the mom and pop shops, make it look like it's a level playing field, equal opportunity. But we all know how the game is played, and it's the corporations with deep pockets that are going to be able to weather the storm. Plus, they're going to just take all the IP and all these innovations from all the entrepreneurs and innovators and just come in, and it's just a dog-eat world and cutthroat business, unfortunately, just like every sector. They did this with every other sector, folks, in the in any kind of financial worlds, right? Like this is how it's all run by corporations, lobbyists, and unfortunately, they even said it with AI. There was a video of Mark Andreessen on Joe Rogan saying they were looking at starting an AI company, and he was discussing this with some representatives, I think at the federal level. I think it was the Democrats, but anyway, basically said that no, you're not allowed to start an AI company. Like we've already chose like 2 companies that we're going to allow to thrive. So if they're doing this with AI, they did this with the internet, they did this with crypto. You bet your bottom dollar that they're going to be doing it with MJ as well. I would say MJ is probably the most manipulated sector on the planet. Also, psychoactive component-infused beverages sales top $1 billion in 2024. I remember certain analysts saying that the beverage industry was going to be tiny. It wasn't even going to be like 1% of the total addressable market. Wake up. It's going to be much, much bigger than that. Also, Thailand's MJ King, who spearheaded decriminalization, is poised to become prime minister. Lawmakers in Thailand are preparing to vote on elevating Anutin Charlvurakul, the politician who spearheaded the country's MJ decriminalization, to prime minister. That's a mouthful. Try saying that 5 times fast. Also, new Curaleaf branded dispensary opens in New Albany, Ohio, in partnership with RC Retail 2. And also, Trulieve is set to open a new dispensary in Bisbee, Arizona. Pennsylvania lawmakers should stop filing new MJ legalization bills and instead build consensus, governor's office says. Imagine that. Everybody get on the same page and then try to pass legislation. That makes sense to me. Also, Avicana exports organic flower to Switzerland, and that's the 20th market for Eurus, I think it's pronounced. So that is the Avicana branded products under Eurus brand, and 23rd market for all Avicana products, and that's the 20th international market. So love to see it. I do own Avicana as well, very bullish on them long term. And President Trump promised multiple people this week that he will reschedule MJ. A longtime senior advisor to President Trump told the MJ Herald today that the president informed multiple people this week, and this was just published on September 5th, so yesterday, that he is going to reschedule MJ. And also CEO of Scott's Miracle Grow said it multiple times that Trump said it. We knew that there was a press conference yesterday. I posted a video on this yesterday as well. It was another nothing burger. So we didn't get anything. There was a bunch of EOs, executive orders, and none of the EOs had anything to do pertaining to MJ, unfortunately. So it was an interesting timing, right? It's going to be 4 weeks on Monday. They announced within a few weeks on August 11th. So on Monday, it'll be 4 weeks. And I kind of joked around in this video. I said I have a pretty good feeling that it's going to be coming in the next few weeks. You see what I did there? But yeah, when they say few, obviously that can be many. So it could be 4, 5, 6, who knows? But the timing was interesting because it was on a Friday. It had been over 3 weeks, going on 4 weeks, and it was 4 p.m. So at 4:20, it was an interesting time. But unfortunately, we were duped again, and there was no mentioning of rescheduling or anything like that. But this is some positive momentum. We continue to hear through the grapevine that it's going to be rescheduled, and I don't think they're going to end there, right? It's just a stepping stone. If they do reschedule it, I think they're going to ramp up the efforts to deschedule it. It'll be a lot easier to deschedule it if it's no longer on Schedule 1, right? The optics won't be as bad, and yeah, incremental approach. We'll take it. I hear people saying all the time, oh, no rescheduling, we need descheduling. Like nothing, descheduling or nothing. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Obviously, rescheduling to Schedule 3 is better than Schedule 1, and no planet would that make any sense that Schedule 3 is better than 1, right? We all know this. And then ultimately, we have to deschedule it. Treat it like alcohol. In my opinion, it should be treated even better than alcohol because it's medicine and alcohol is poison. So, but at the end of the day, I have no doubt that they're going to treat it. They're going to deschedule it. They're going to legalize it federally, and they're going to treat it just like alcohol and tobacco, in my opinion. But let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. We'll continue the conversation there. Once again, it's Rod with Pal Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and have a fantastic rest of your weekend.